It's right around the corner. Hey everybody, Mike Slifer here in the First Alert Forecast Center. Was just chatting with Mark, and it's hard to believe that the year really has flown by. We are approaching the end of October. That means only a couple months left here into the end of 2025. And we certainly have a lot to cover weather-wise over the next 7 days. And we are looking ahead, of course, to next Friday, Halloween, and then after that, the start of November. But let's start with what was new as of today. Every Thursday, we get an update on the drought monitor, and this drought monitor looks very similar to last week. There was some very minor improvement in the eastern part of the state, but otherwise, we are still basically in the same situation where we have been. Now, this did include the first round of rain that we saw this week. It did not include the most recent round, so we'll have to see how things change as we get into next week. And then it's later next week where we're giving you the first alert right now. We're keeping an eye on because things could become a bit unsettled. Let's take you through the month of October for the Hartford area so far. Average temperature 56.2 degrees, running 1.6 degrees above normal. 2.43 inches of rain gives us a deficit of just over an inch for the month. And believe it or not, we do have a snowfall deficit growing. As of today, October 23rd, we are down 0.3 of an inch from normal for snowfall. And of course, we have not seen any snow so far this month, and we do not have any snow in the First Alert 7-day forecast. With all of the rain that we saw earlier this week, we have replenished that little surplus that we had for the Hartford area. We have just over 0.7 of an inch of a surplus if you go back to the start of the year. Bridgeport, on the other hand, approaching a 13-inch deficit, and we really don't see much in the way of shower chances here over the next few days. Throughout the course of the weekend, things will be dry. It's the middle and end of next week where we might become a bit unsettled. Now, this evening, if you caught our newscast, you'll know that we gave you the first alert to those showers approaching from the northwest, and we are watching them move out of the Berkshires. They tried to hold together into Litchfield County, but ultimately fell apart outside of maybe a brief sprinkle in Canaan or Norfolk or Colebrook. We have stayed dry. On the zoomed out view here, you'll note that we can very clearly pick out that counterclockwise flow, that area of low pressure. All the showers out ahead of it are dissipating, which is what we expected as we lose our daytime heating. And eventually we expect to see some of the cloudiness break up too. We'll show you First Alert Futurecast here in a moment, but we do expect a mainly clear sky as we get closer to sunset. Still some cloudiness out there right now, but again, it's expected to break apart. High temperatures today were in the upper 50s and lower 60s. Groton was actually the warm spot, 66 degrees. This is pretty close to normal for this time of year. Actually, for the Hartford area, it's exactly normal. 61 is the normal high today. So pretty typical day for mid to late October. And tomorrow looks very similar, but less breezy. So that might make it feel just a little bit better out there. Here's a live look at our ICAM in New London. 66 degrees right now. Winds out of the west at 6 miles per hour. In New Haven right now, we are looking at 57 degrees. Westerly winds at 9 miles per hour. We'll take you to Rocky Hill, looking north to the Hartford skyline, and we'll finish off with the view of our ICAM in Middletown. All of our ICAMs are dry, which is not a surprise. Of course, we're not tracking any showers, so this is overlooking Main Street, Middletown, and beyond, looking to the west here. So if we look closely, you might realize you don't see any stars, and that's because, again, we still have some cloudiness out there, which has prevented temperatures from falling too quickly in some locations. We'll have to check on that 66 in Groton. Seems a little suspicious given that Norwich is at 58, Chester's at 48, and New Haven's at 57 right now. Inland, we're between 45 and 50, and we expect temperatures to fall another, we'll say 10 degrees. Upper 30s, low 40s inland, 40 to 45 along the shoreline. Wind speed has certainly gone calm in the eastern part of the state, western half of the state. Wind is not up like it once was. We had gusts earlier today between 15 and 25 miles an hour, and now the wind speeds are dropping back. Wind gusts have gone away too. So temperatures will start to drop back. You'll note the clearing there as we get into the pre-dawn hours tomorrow. And again, we will watch temperatures fall even further. First Alert Futurecast shows the clearing pretty nicely here. Once we get past midnight, the cloud cover starts to thin out, and that'll lead to a bright start to the day tomorrow. But with this area of low pressure nearby, not only will we likely see clouds return tomorrow afternoon, we could even see a couple of isolated sprinkles out there, but the day will be mainly dry, so we don't expect much of an impact to your plans, and then we'll dry things out again tomorrow night. So when you join us for our First Alert weather action tomorrow night at 9:30, we'll be talking about how things cleared up a bit. Also wanted to mention that tomorrow we will be live at Fairweather Acres. showcasing some fall festivities at 4 and 5 p.m. So if you see us out and about, make sure you come over and say hello. Tonight, mainly clear, seasonable, upper 30s, low 40s inland, 40 to 45 along the shoreline. As we begin the day tomorrow, final day of the work and school week, 40s climb to 50s, 50 to 55 for recess, which will be outside. For the ride home from school, we're forecasting high temperatures to be in the upper 50s to near 60 degrees. Friday night football is back tomorrow. Our game of the week is Valley Regional Old Lyme at Cromwell, Portland. 56 at 5 o'clock, 51 by 7 o'clock, 47 by 9 o'clock tomorrow night. And the game is played at Pearson Park in Cromwell. We, of course, will be live for Great Day at 9A, for Great Day Game Day. So, again, should be a very fun journey. I'll even be making the trek over to my alma mater to hang out as we get prepped and excited for the football games tomorrow night. New foliage report came out today, too. This is from Explore Fall, showing peak conditions for most of the state right now. Throughout southern parts of, say, Litchfield County into the shoreline counties, and especially along the shoreline itself, we still see high foliage, high amounts of color. So this is the time to enjoy the leaves over the next few days, because as we get into next week, especially into next weekend, a lot of the trees will be dropping their leaves, and then we head into stick season. So tomorrow, outside of maybe a sprinkle, great for raking leaves, wind about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Saturday, even better because it will be dry, wind about 5 to 10 miles per hour. And look at this, we're expecting quite a bit of sunshine out there Saturday as temperatures peak in the mid and upper 50s. So again, seasonably cool for this time of year. Typically, we would be around 60 degrees. On Sunday, well, we do expect things to be a bit cooler. And the nice thing here, too, is that we don't have any ragweed pollen to contend with. Pollen counts are low tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday, so we're looking good as we head into and through the last weekend of October. First Alert 7-day forecast showing overnight temperatures in the 30s through Tuesday morning and daytime highs in the 50s. Now, starting Tuesday night and Wednesday with more cloudiness around, we'll see overnight lows in the 40s and daytime highs stay in the mid-50s. You'll note the shower chances on Wednesday and Thursday turning breezy toward the end of next week. We'll be tracking a coastal storm, and that is going to perhaps bring our next chance for rain. Shoreline towns near 60 tomorrow, into the upper 50s on Saturday, mid-50s Sunday, through the middle and end of next week. So we'll take you to our model comparison here at noon on Wednesday, and this is why we say there's a lot of uncertainty. Because at noon on Wednesday, the European model's wet, the American model's dry. Let's fast forward to noon on Thursday, and the script is flipped. The American model showing heavy rain across the state, the European model mainly dry. So what we need to figure out is the exact track of that coastal storm. There are a lot of moving parts with it, but the takeaway here is that sometime between Wednesday and Friday, and maybe even into the start of the weekend, and the start of November, we do see an increased risk for showers. And that coincides with the outlook here, 6 to 10 day outlook, showing those deep shades of green over Connecticut. So this would bring us from the 29th through the 30th, 31st, and into November 1st. So this does encapsulate Halloween. We will be watching the Halloween forecast very closely. Check in with us tomorrow, and we will have some updates on what to expect as we head into what is arguably one of the most exciting holidays of the year. And it also depends on the weather, of course, if you'll be out and about taking your kids trick-or-treating, or perhaps you like to sit outside and hand out candy yourself. We do want to take you to the tropics here. This is Melissa, still a tropical storm, moving to the north at 2 miles an hour as of the 8 o'clock update. So it is basically just crawling forward here. Still looking fairly disorganized, but it's moving into an environment where it will be able to strengthen more quickly. And we expect that strengthening to happen rather rapidly. What will likely occur is that as it makes its way closer to Jamaica, it eventually heads west and stays over the water. The more it stays over the water, the more quickly it will strengthen, going from a Category 1 hurricane into major Category 3 status, and perhaps even reaching Category 4 status. This will likely have significant impacts, unfortunately, on the Caribbean islands. So for Jamaica, for Cuba, and then north into the Bahamas. So unfortunately, again, we will be watching this very closely. Thereafter, we'll have to see how Melissa tracks. Some early indications are that it will move out into the Atlantic. And it's not really a surprise to see activity in the Atlantic. We do still see a lot of activity tend to through the month of October because the Atlantic hurricane season goes through the end of November. So we still have plenty of time out there to watch storms, and we will be the first to alert you if and when they develop. To take things back home, it will be a great Friday. Increasing cloudiness tomorrow, highs around 60, upper 50s on Saturday, a bright day. And then on Sunday, we'll see increasing cloudiness with highs around 55 degrees. Monday, more clouds. Tuesday, even cloudier. And then Wednesday and Thursday, well, at this point in time, looking overcast. Showers will be possible, and it will become a bit breezy. Temperatures seasonably cool Sunday and beyond. So by the end of the month, our normal high temperature is 58 degrees. By the start of November, it's 57. So we're not too far off from normal, but certainly a little bit cooler than where we typically would be. We'll have another First Alert Weather Extra tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. streaming live on WFSB Plus, so you can join Tyler Hughes for that. But in the meantime, we do not have a 10 o'clock newscast tonight, but we do have an 11 o'clock show coming up on Channel 3. Chief Meteorologist Mark Dixon will be there to bring you the latest and greatest, and should have some exciting info to share, especially with the 11 o'clock update for Melissa. So you can join Channel 3 tonight, again tomorrow, and of course, we always have more streaming here on